Over the last year or so, something interesting has been happening in India. Electric motorcycles went from being concepts and curiosities to serious performance machines that people are actually riding every single day.
We've seen technology mature, we've seen charging infrastructure slowly grow, and we've seen riders genuinely begin to consider electric motorcycles as real alternatives.
So we thought it was time to stop talking about electric motorcycles in theory and actually live with one. And what better motorcycle than India's very own premium electric two-wheeler,
which came onto the scene a little over 6 months ago and has been making waves ever since. Ultraviolette X-47.
This week is about answering one simple question. What's it really like to live with a performance electric motorcycle in India today? Well, for the next 7 days, this will be my only motorcycle. And together we'll tackle my daily commutes, errands, social outings, highway rides, broken roads and everything in between.
7 days, about 500 kilometers of urban riding, city traffic, open highways, good roads, bad roads and a whole lot of no roads. All of which without breaking my back or my bank.
More on this later. But for now, let's get back to how it all started.
This won't be a short test ride or a spec breakdown, but a more grounded, real-world experience. Well, the day has already begun, and if I don't leave now, I'm going to be running late for work. So without further ado, let's tie my head on my way.
Day 1 is the daily commute, with some peak hour traffic, stop-go riding, heat, and bad roads to kick off the day. This is where most motorcycles earn or lose your trust very quickly. What really stands out are the radar-based rider assistance features. Blind spot monitoring keeps track of vehicles you can't see, lane change assist lets you know when it's safe to move across, and rear collision warning alerts you of tailgaters and warns you of fast approaching traffic. Despite the performance it offers on paper, the X-47 feels immediately approachable. Throttle response is smooth and progressive, never abrupt or intimidating. Riding moods play a big role here. Switching to a calmer mode softens response and makes crawling through traffic almost effortless. Low speed balance is excellent. The steering feels light, weight distribution is well judged, and the upright riding position gives you great visibility.
This is the kind of riding most of us do every single day. And so far, the X-47 feels like the perfect tool for the job.
Well, with my day done, it's time for me to head home and enjoy the rest of my evening with the X-47 in Mumbai at peak hour traffic.
With that said, see you tomorrow.
Today, I'm heading across town to meet some friends during less busy hours. And this is where the X-47 really changes the conversation. Not because it's fully electric, but because of the amount of tech it introduces to everyday riding.
Riding at relaxed city speeds allows you to really appreciate the technology on board. The 5-inch dash is clear, responsive, and easy to use. Next, the front and rear dash cams, which quietly record every ride in full HD, adding a layer of security that makes a lot of sense in Indian traffic.
After spending a full day in the city, you genuinely start to appreciate these features and how they reduce your mental load. You arrive less stressed, and that's something you can only understand once you start living with it. And let's not forget, it also makes for a great conversation starter.
morning folks, it's day 3 and today I'm going to be loitering around town and doing a bit of sightseeing. After living with the X-47, one thing becomes clear very quickly. This motorcycle does not like to blend in and looks like nothing else on the road.
The design is sharp, futuristic and unapologetically different. From the aggressive front end to the sculpted panels and that turbo red paint, it constantly draws attention. People don't just glance at it. They stop, ask questions, they want to sit on it, they want to know what it's like to live with.
And that tells you something important. This motorcycle isn't perceived as just another commuter or just another EV. It's seen as something special, something aspirational.
It's day 4 and today I must do what every premium motorcycle owner has to eventually succumb to, a grocery run on his machine. While shopping runs don't sound very exciting, they're actually a great test of comfort, ride quality and most importantly, practicality.
Navigating through the chaos of a market has let me appreciate the well-padded seat. The suspension is tuned on the softer side and the riding posture keeps your back relaxed even after multiple short hops. On poor surfaces, the suspension does a commendable job of soaking up sharp edges without feeling floaty. While the X-47 may look like it was designed for European streets, it's been tuned to handle real Indian roads.
By the end of the day, you realize something important. This is a motorcycle you can genuinely spend hours on without feeling beaten up. It's time we get some rest because the next 3 days are going to be quite adventurous. But before we proceed, we need to completely juice up the X-47. One of the biggest questions about electric motorcycles to this day is charging. Well, lucky for me, charging is quite simple. For you see, the X-47 comes with a simple onboard charger. That means there's no bulky external unit for you to carry around. Just simply take this unit, plug it in, and you're good to go.
City riding has been easy. However, highways are where range, stability and performance really get tested. The X-47 offers multiple riding modes and this is where they start making sense. On the highway, sticking to a calmer mode helps optimize range while still giving you enough performance to cruise comfortably. Throttle response remains smooth and predictable. There's no strain, no vibration and overtakes are effortless thanks to the instant torque. As the road gets twistier, it's time to switch to ballistic mode and this is where the X-47 shows another side of its personality. Packing 40 horsepower and 100 Newton meters, the surge of power is immediate and addictive. It fires out of corners with authority, it's stable, planted, and genuinely fun to hustle along a twisty road. Electronic aids are always working quietly in the background, ready to step in if the surface changes unexpectedly.
By now, range anxiety is simply not a thing. You stop thinking about it entirely and that is exactly how it should be. Well, it's time for me to head home because tomorrow we go where roads do not. We've been spending enough time with the X-47 on tarmac. It was time we took it off it. It was about time we put its crossover brief to the test. And what better way to do this than take it out into the wilderness for some camping.
The moment the road deteriorates, the X-47 suspension and ground clearance start working in your favor. Indian riding conditions aren't just about smooth highways. They're about broken roads, gravel patches, unfinished stretches, and unpredictable surfaces. And out here in the wilderness, you get to witness all of the above and then some. This is where the X-47 suspension, ground clearance, and predictable power delivery come together. It remains composed over rough sections, easy to control at low speeds, and confidence-inspiring when the surface isn't perfect. This is the kind of riding most adventure-style motorcycles actually see. And the X-47 feels completely at home here.
Which was more than sufficient to bring me all the way out here. So far, the X-47 feels fantastic within its element. But what if we took it outside its element and introduced it to some less than mild off-roading? Something that introduces the X-47 to loose surfaces, uneven terrain, and unpredictable grip.
As I soon realized, these conditions didn't really phase the X-47. Throttle modulation is easy, power delivery is controllable, and the suspension offers enough compliance to keep things comfortable without bottoming out. The X-47's off-road capabilities isn't just marketing speak. It's very real when you're actually riding.
7 days, about 500 kilometers of urban riding, city traffic, open highways, good roads, bad roads, and a whole lot of no roads. All of which without breaking my back or my bank. After a bit of quick math, I realized I'd be saving a little over rupees 6,000 a month on fuel alone when compared to a similar petrol motorcycle. Even if you ride half as much, say about 1,000 kilometers a month, that still works up to about 3,000 rupees in savings. Stretch that over a year and you're looking at anywhere between 40,000 to 80,000 rupees staying in your pocket, which is a considerable difference if you really think about it.
While the Ultraviolette X-47 isn't a purebred ATV, it certainly matches the capabilities. Spend enough time with it and you notice it isn't trying to shock you into switching over from an ICE. Instead, it wins you over quietly. By being reliable, economical, and easy to ride, it makes technology feel helpful, not overwhelming. It's genuinely easy to live with and proves electric motorcycles can be just as emotional as they are intelligent.
If you're looking for an electric motorcycle that fits into real Indian life without requiring constant adjustments, the X-47 makes an incredibly strong case for itself. This wasn't a test. This was a week of me living with the Ultraviolette X-47. And if you ask me, I'd live with it happily ever after.